Okay, today we're going to make Daeji gukbop. That's pork rice soup, or pork soup rice actually. So it's a pork soup, and one of the first things you're going to need for that is bones, some pork bones. I prefer to use shanks and knuckles, this kind of thing, rather than the neck bones. The neck bones are not as clean, and this is more of a cleaner soup. So that's what I'm using for bones. I have 5 pounds of these bones. Most of them are already in the pot, but I wanted to show you a couple of them before we put them in. I have 1.5 pounds of some marbled pork. You can use pretty much any cut of marbled pork that you want. You don't want to use anything that's really lean, like pork loin would not really work so well for this. And so I have 1.5 pounds of marbled lean. This happens to be cuts off of a Boston butt. Okay, as you can see, I have my bones in the pot. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add this pork in here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna blanch this real quick to get rid of a lot of the gunk, because like I said before, we want a cleaner tasting soup. So I'm gonna put some water in here, and we're gonna bring this up to a boil, and we're gonna boil it for about 30 minutes, and then all the water that's in here, we're gonna throw it away. Now I know some of you are gonna be screaming and posting, you're throwing away all the flavor, blah, blah, blah. No, relax. This soup is gonna be very good tasting, and we're gonna do it the right way, but we're gonna wind up with a very nice, clean tasting soup. If you don't believe me, cook it this way and cook it the other way and see which soup you like better. I guarantee you, you'll like this one better. Okay, so I've noticed I'm about 22 minutes into this boil from the time it actually started boiling again, or boiling, and I'm noticing I'm not really getting any more of this gunky foam. So that's kind of my key that it's time to wash the bones. As soon as I quit getting gunky stuff, we turn it off and we wash everything, and then we go into the next step. Okay, so let's get to washing our bones. Let's put some cold water over here. We're gonna start pouring out this nasty soup. Now one thing I gotta do, I gotta get all these bones and meat out of here. I gotta wash that. I'm gonna wash the pot. And we'll be starting over. Remember, everything's hot. And we're gonna put our hunks of meat in here last, or after the bones, because now the bones are gonna cook a lot longer than the meat. The meat's only gonna cook until it's tender, then we'll take it out, and the bones are gonna cook for like 8 to 12 hours. Now that I have my bones and meat in there, I'm gonna throw in a big chunk of ginger. I'm gonna put in 5 cloves of garlic and half of a medium onion. And we're just gonna cover this with water and get it back to boiling. Okay, our soup is up to a boil. It's been going for just a little bit. What we wanna do is come by occasionally and scoop off any fat or foam that we can get. So we really don't want that in the soup. Okay, so we're just over an hour into this boil, and our pork is getting tender. It's not falling off the bone kind of tender, but it's tender, and that's about what we're looking for. We're going to take it out of here, and we're going to put it in some cold water, and we're going to cool it down, and then we'll throw that in the fridge and save it till we're ready for it. What we're going to do, we're going to kind of stir these bones around just a little bit, kind of try to get some of this stuff to float to the top. That way we can keep skimming it off. Probably going to add some more water, and we're going to let this boil for about another 8 hours or so. Like I said, total boiling time for the bones is 8 to 12 hours, and I really do like to get towards that 12 hours as much as I can. Okay, so let's go ahead and slice up our pork. It's completely cooled down. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this outside fat layer, take most of that off. There we go. Now we're going to cut this in half. Got a little bit of fat I'm going to take off right there. Now, lay this down, and we're just going to slice it up. Okay, for our soup seasoning, 2 tablespoons of gochujang, half a tablespoon of crushed garlic. I cheated. I'm using the stuff out of the jar. half a tablespoon of salted shrimp, 2 tablespoons of green onion, a 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper. Give this a mix. Okay, so let's see how our mix is turning out. I'm going to put a little bit of this in here. I'm going to take a piece of this pork. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay, our soup is done. We're going to go ahead, we're going to turn that off. I've got a bowl with some rice in it. Now, I could strain this if I wanted to, but it's coming right off the top, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then we're going to come over here and plate this up. Okay, so let's plate this up. What we're going to do first, we're going to put our pork in here. There we go. Put some chive in here. We're going to put a little bit of our salted shrimp. Now remember, the only salt that you're getting in here is from the shrimp. There we go. We're going to take a little bit of our spicy seasoning mixture. Put that right there. And then we're going to serve this with chives on the side, some more salted shrimp, some sliced up pepper, some gagnet, and more of our sauce in case somebody wants it. Anyway, that's the dish right there. Okay, so let's see how our soup tastes. Let's get some of these some of the stuff mixed in. There we go. Some chives. 맛있어요.